Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of S.H.Figuarts Kamen Rider X. I thought I had a joke. I'm sorry, I don't have a joke or any weird lines to say. Let's just go right into it and go over his box. Hey guys, it's the X box. See, I did have a joke. Anyway, so this is the X box. This is Kamen Rider X's box. It's pretty much, you know, typically what you expect. It's just like the Showa packages, a lot of plastic compared to cardboard. I don't even know why it's important. I'm reviewing a box. And it's got like the gray color, very similar to early Figuarts boxes. Picture of X. There's his name, obviously. If you can't read, then I can't help you. And then a picture on the side here of him. His name again on the side. Oh look, I got a red strap. Cool beans. And then on the back, you know, shows the poses you can get him in. So nothing too spectacular. Pretty much the same stuff you always get. He comes with a decent amount of stuff. Varied amount of hands. You obviously get the standard fists, I'm trying to think of that name, that are on him, which I've already removed. I got a bunch of different hands over here. You have the holding his weapon hands, one which I have on him right now. Some sort of karate chop hands, some sort of relaxed hands like this. That's like not really relaxed, that's really tense actually. Prostate hands, joke provided by Shuko and Shinobi. These are true relaxed hands. They're just like, yo, whatever, man. That should be my new thing in Figuarts review, just make whatever pose their hands are doing. And then this, like, stop hand, but it's like his fingers are almost bending back, which I have on him, the other one. And this is the one I don't have on him, obviously. You get two different scarves, the one I have on him, which is the kind of draped over his shoulder one, and then this one is more for like, ooh, it's flowing in the wind because I'm cool. I'm not sure why, like, I get, scarves are like an early rider thing, and the double had it, but what's the purpose? Like, I don't know why that'd be cool. Like, oh, a hero with a scarf. It doesn't even go around his neck, so his neck's gonna be cold anyway. I don't know, I'm just starting to analyze that. And then you get several different versions of his weapon, which I'll be completely honest and upfront with you, I have not seen this show for X. And so I looked up the name of his weapon, and so the Wikia told me it was called the Rydol. It's like my doll, but with an R. And so the one I have on him is just kind of generic staff mode. This one's kind of more like a baton, like he's gonna fence or something. And then you got this little piece here, which looks like a little flute or something. It's got little buttons on it, so you'd be like, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. And then on the back piece, you do get two other ones. You get a longer staff. So you can be like, check out my staff. So that's neat. And then you also get the rope version, which is right here. So that's cool. It's all bendable, and you can put it in his hands and stuff, and be like ropes and stuff, because ropes are fun. So yeah, that is what you get. Like here I said, obviously this is the smaller version. If I let go of it. Okay, so it's a smaller version. There's not really much to it, it's just the silver paint, or grayish silver paint in the middle and the red ends. And I guess this comes out of his belt, so you got the handle here, and you can pull this out so you don't create a paradox, but I'm just going to leave it in for now because I don't want to lose it. So anyway, let's take a look at the figure itself. Here's a scarf. I'll maybe switch those out in a minute, we'll see how I feel, man. So taking a look at the head sculpt, it's a pretty good head sculpt. They always do, I have to say, even though I'm not really a big fan of Showa Riders, they always do a solid job on the figures, and X is actually one of my more favorite designs for some reason. Anyhow, good job on the head sculpt. The sort of almost darker red on his eyes for the compound looks really nice. The proportions of his head are all well done. The silver paint looks good. Just overall well done on the head sculpt. Obviously here is his scarf, which just kind of drapes over. I'm actually going to take it off for now, because we're going to switch it out in a minute. His chest here is a bit awkward, because you've kind of got all these shifting panels for movement and whatnot. So he does look a little bit weird proportion-wise here. It could just be a personal preference, but overall it looks fine. You know, fairly basic design. You just got the red here and then the gray. You do have some nice detailings in here to give it a cloth-like appearance, which is nice. Here's his belt, which is well detailed. You got the clear plastic over this design here, which is nice. I already showed that you could pull that out. Here's the back, nothing much. There's his tramp stamp. And then, you know, his legs all gray. There's really not much to show. You can see in here again, there's some nice cloth details. There's a little paint splotch on mine. But just overall, that's a nice touch on these. It in particular shows in the Showa ones because they're cloth suits that they gave them that detail. But very basic rider, but you know, you can't really fault it because that's his design. But they did a good job on it. Articulation wise, you do have a 360 ball joint here, it's a very tiny one. Got this weird shoulder thing here. Swiveling here at the arm, double elbow joint, swiveling at the fist, or open hand now for him. You got swiveling at the waist and chest, and like I said, you have the panels here to make movement a little easier. 360 ball joint here, swiveling at the leg, your double knee joint, swiveling and a little bit of a ball joint at the foot, and then you have your toe hinge joint here. So very much what you always get with Figuarts. That sentence was weird. Very much what you always get with Figuarts. But so pretty much what you've come to expect. No loose joints or anything. The articulation is very solid. I do kind of have problems with this. A little shoulder mold here. I don't think they use that in the other shows. It reminds me of what I don't like about the Shinkenger Figuarts mold is that weird shoulder gap. That bothers me, but other than that, it's a solid figure. Obviously, you saw that I had the scarf on there. There's a little hole in the back. You just kind of plug this in and then drape it around. I didn't plug it in all the way, spoilers. But you can switch out for the other one to get sort of a flowy effect. I just kind of preferred the draped over one because no one else really has that, so I thought it was unique. So, but you can do that. Obviously, you saw that I had the weapon in his hand. I'm not going to bother just randomly putting weapons in his hand to show what it looks like, because A, the box does that, B, the internet does that, and C, it would waste your time. And D, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like very much fun. And, yeah. So let me just put this back in here. I don't know why, but this one's a little more difficult to get on. Is it in there? Nope. So now I'm not going to waste your time showing all the weapons, but I'm going to waste your time putting the scarf back in. Okay, there we go. So let's just kind of get him back in his pose. So anyway, I'll talk while I'm doing that. Overall, this is a very solid figure. Like I said a little bit back, I'm not a big fan of the Showa Riders, because I really don't like old things, but, you know, I collect all the figures, so they always do a very solid job on the Showa Rider figures. I can't really think of any that I have that I really don't like. In terms of the figure. They're always very solid. The paint job is always well done. The articulation is never loose. It's always just a very solid feeling figure. The molds for the Showas are usually pretty good. Like I said with this one, my only real problem is with the weird shoulder joints and a little bit weirdness coming from the paneling. But those are pretty minor because this is overall a very solid figure art. I'm repeating myself, but the Showa ones are always very solid figures. So if you are a Figuarts fan and you just love getting all the Figuarts, or you're a fan of X or Showa Riders, I don't think you'll be disappointed by it. It's a very solid release, like all the other Showa ones, and like I also said earlier, X is one of my more favorite designs among the Showas, so I'm glad to have a cool looking figure of him. And I actually, despite my flaws with it, or flaws I found with it, I do like this figure quite a bit. But yeah, so very solid figure. I definitely can recommend it. It's a very solid figure. A new game, take a shot every time I say solid figure. Don't do that, kids. Well, I don't know. Shots can be fun. Now this is how I end it. We started the review talking about the Xbox, and now we're talking about drinking. Seems about average for my reviews. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go before I get even weirder. So until next time, make sure to check out the crazy podcast of Writers, Rages, and Rambles. Until next time, this is Dawson Rider, signing out.